viewers, and welcome to this edition of NTV Sports Page. It's Wednesday, the 29th of June, and I'm Curtis Morton. In our headlines, basketball tournament shoots off on Saturday, and in our feature for this evening, Lifeguard Training course on the way. We'll take this break and I'll be right back. Well, I'm back and we start with cricket. One match was played in the Nevis Cricket Association's 35 overs tournament on Sunday, 26 June. Easterns engaged the youths of Nevis at the VOJN grounds. Easterns bowled superbly and restricted the youths of Nevis to 125 all-out in 25.4 overs. However, when they batted, they faltered miserably and could only muster 105 all-out in 22.2 overs. The summarized scores: the youths of Nevis 125 all out in 25.4 overs. Bajnarain Sharma top scored with 45. Hussein Romani got 22. LeSean Weeks 18. Sterling Heiliger, he picked up 4 for 16. Gilmore Hobson 3 for 15. And Sylvester Hobson 2 for 25. Easterns in response: 105 all out in 22.2. Dwayne Newton top scored with 28. Sylvester Hobson got 27. Sebastian Manners 14. Hussein Romani bagged 5 for 29. David Ramnarayan 3 for 27. And Asim Bakamajet, he picked up 2 for 20. The youths of Nevis won by all of 20 runs, and the man of the match was Bajnarain Sharma. Well, further afield, Cricket West Indies selection panel yesterday announced the West Indies men's squad for the upcoming three-match T20 International Series and the three-match CG United One-Day International Series against Bangladesh. In terms of the squads, we give you the T20 squad first up. And so the T20 International squad, it reads: Nicholas Pooran captain, Rovman Powell is the new vice-captain, there's Sharma Brooks, Akhil Hussain, Alzari Joseph, Brandon King, Kyle Mayers, Obed McCoy, Kimo Paul, Romario Shepherd, Odin Smith, Devon Thomas is in, and that's very interesting news. Devon Thomas, of course, representing the champion CPL team, the Patriots, SKN Patriots. And then we also have Hayden Walsh Jr., and the reserve is Dominic Drakes. And then we go to the one-day international squad. Nicholas Pooran is the captain. Shai Hope is his vice-captain. Sharma Brooks, Casey Carty is in. Akhil Hussain, Alzari Joseph, Brandon King, Kyle Mayers, Godakish Moti, Kimo Paul, Anderson Phillip, Rovman Powell, Jaden Seals, and the reserve is Romario Shepherd. In terms of the schedule, that is the match schedule, of course, we would have had the test series concluded already, and that was won 2-0 by the West Indies. That's the home team winning convincingly the test series. And so we look now at the T20 series, which starts this coming weekend. And so the teams are currently in Dominica. That first T20 starts on July the 2nd at Windsor Park in Dominica. The second T20 is also at Windsor Park on July the 3rd. So that's 2 T20s at Windsor Park. And then they move over to Guyana for July the 7th for the third T20 match at the Guyana Stadium. They'll remain in Guyana for the one-day international series, with the first one-day match starting on July the 10th at the Guyana Stadium. The second one-day match will also be played at the Guyana Stadium on July the 13th. And the third one-day international will be played at the Guyana Stadium, and that will be played on July the 16th. Now to basketball. According to Wanda Parry, president of the Church Ground Basketball Association, a 25 and under parish league basketball tournament is set to shoot off this coming Saturday night, 2nd of July. Let's take in this. I'm here with Wanda Parry, famously known for basketball here in Nevis. She has done quite some work in terms of basketball, former president of the National Association and all. Now, Wanda, there seems to be some basketball in the air after a long period, long dry spell. Tell us what's going on.
Good afternoon. Yes, we're having the CG Basketball Club. We'll be having an under 25 parish league. And we're just in the mood. The children are crying out for a basketball game. So we just said we're going to put on an under 25 parish league.
Parish league suggests that we'll be having teams from all 5 parishes on Nevis. Talk to us about that.
Yes, the objective is to have a team from each parish. So we have 5 teams in this competition, and they will be playing against one another. We have the St. James Parish, St. George's, St. Thomas's, St. John's, and St. Paul's Parish.
All under 25?
Yes, 25 and under.
Now, talk to me about sponsors, because it seems as if it could be a pretty costly tournament.
Well, yes, it's very costly, but we will have to make it work with what do we have. In light of the sponsorship, we're not really looking for the sponsorship part to say that, because, when young children play basketball, you can't really go out and pay them for winners and so. The sponsorship comes in form, I spoke to each minister so that they can do something for their parish. So I spoke to them, and I asked them to purchase T-shirts for them and to also help them by getting to and from the games by sponsoring also a bus to take them. So that's more or less the big sponsor. Each one of the ministers will have to look after their own parish. But then I also went out to help with running of the league, and I have 4 persons already said that they were going to sponsor this tournament. But like how the COVID and everything, people don't really have money. So I came up with the idea of just asking for a little. And when you ask a lot, you get a lot. So I went out and I said, okay, well, just let me ask for $100 and see if it can work. So a lot of people came on board and they gave the 100. So instead of asking for this big amount, you can also ask for a little, and then you can get a lot.
And that money would go towards purchasing trophies, I assume?
Well, like how it's a parish league and we don't have registration or anything, we will only be having 1 trophy, and that is for the parish that wins. So it's just a champion trophy, but then it goes to the running of the league. We'll have to give back something to the referees and stuff, but that will have to come from the little sponsor and from the club itself. So that will help in moving the league forward.
What about the starting night? I think it's Saturday night. Give us some times and the play days after that.
Okay, yes, we're starting on July 2nd. That is Saturday coming. And we have 2 games on Saturday. The days are Saturday, Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. So it's going to be a pretty short league because we're only having 1 round, then 1 game in the playoff, and then best of 3 for finals. So in total, you might be only seeing the 8 games.
And what about the starting time on those nights?
Oh, on Saturdays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, we have the starting time of 7 p.m. and on Sunday we have 6:30 p.m.
Okay, thank you so much, Wanda. Any final words for the sporting public?
Yes, I'm just inviting everyone out to basketball. It will be held on the church ground hard court starting this coming Saturday, the 2nd of July. So I'm inviting everyone to come out. Parents, come out and rep your children, as this is a young league. So you can come out and see what Nevis children have to offer.
Thank you so much, Wanda. All the best with this tournament.
Thank you.
We go to break, and when I come back, we'll have our feature for this evening.
Is the galaxy. War between cats and dogs. What is this place?
Well, I'm back, and tonight swimming is in the spotlight. It is not quite 007, but the Bond brothers are in Nevis. Bryce and Brandon Bond, out of the USA, are currently on Nevis conducting a training course for potential lifeguards on Nevis. An official opening ceremony was held at the Nevis Disaster Office on Tuesday, the 28th of June. We get some excerpts.
Once again, a special good morning to all. I take this opportunity to recognize the presence of our Honorable Minister of Sports, Mr. Eric Evelyn. Also, a special welcome to our instructors, Brandon and Bryce Bond. Any relationship to James Bond? No, okay. Yeah, welcome to Nevis. Like we have told you outside, you're in the second most important place to heaven. So enjoy paradise while you work here in St. Kitts and Nevis. I'd also like to welcome Terry Andrews from Swim to Win and all our participants who's going to be taking the course, the training this week. Welcome to all, and the media as well, of course. St. Kitts and Nevis is blessed with one of the greatest natural resources on earth, which is the ocean, of course. It has been an integral part of our history. It is very intertwined in our day-to-day life, but there's a psychological barrier that exists due to an unfortunate incident which occurred several years ago, a couple of decades ago, if you want to put it that way, which is the Christina disaster. What this psychological barrier has created is a fear of the ocean. In order for us to overcome this fear, it is important that we put the necessary things in place if we want to have a population that enjoys the ocean, that participate in activities related to the ocean. And so, if we are going to develop a thriving aquatic sports-based industry, one of the most important things is that persons need to feel comfortable going into the ocean. And one of the ways of feeling comfortable going into the ocean is knowing that the necessary safety mechanisms with the right personnel exist. This will create a more welcomed approach to getting involved in aquatic sports, whether it's swimming, water polo, you name it, sailing, whatever it is. And thus, that is why we're here today, to commence a training course in lifeguard. Lifeguards are very instrumental and integral to safety, ocean safety, water safety, very integral to water safety. It is important that we get persons trained to be able to participate and execute those roles. We have a cross-section of personnel here today. We have from the Coast Guard, we have instructors from Swim to Win and private entities. We have persons who are involved in working on the ferries. And so it is very important for us to have this course. As you may be aware, the company that Bryce and Brandon represent, this is their first foray into the Caribbean. So today is also an historic occasion. It might seem a little insignificant now, but I guarantee you, 3 years down the road, we'll recognize how important it was. So with those remarks, I now turn it over to Terry Andrews to bring brief remarks.
Good morning, everyone, and again, thanks to Jameer for the wonderful opening remarks. This is a historic occasion. Swim to Win was born almost 3 years ago as a collaboration with government to first and foremost train a pool of qualified swimming instructors who teach proper swimming techniques in a safe manner. And over the past 2.5 years, we now have trained over 20 instructors. We are continually committed to their ongoing training through Ann McClendon coming down and conducting those courses. Because of that, we have been able to conduct our Swim to Win Sundays and then also our Christina Memorial Swim Camps, our summer swim camps. This will be our second annual 2 weeks free camp that is offered by government. We also had our Easter swim camp. And this past year, we started our 2 pilot programs in the school curriculum. And starting in the next school term, we'll be introducing that to 2 more schools, so 4 schools. So this is a huge step forward into making our water safe. And I commend all of our instructors and the manner of which they have been able to teach these children and adults and approaching our fearful adults. To date, we have reached over 350 swimmers, again, in this amazing collaboration with government. So it's a normal next step is to develop lifeguard training. We want all of our instructors and also Coast Guard, people involved with ferries, anybody involved in water sports to be certified, internationally certified, with not only CPR and first aid skills, but in lifeguard training. So we began this conversation with Brandon and Bryce's company well over 2 years ago, and COVID kind of got in the way, but we are very, very pleased to have them here. This is an auspicious occasion, and again, our goal is to continually help educate our instructors so that we can get eventually everyone in Nevis and in the Federation comfortable and safe in the water. So again, thank you for our partnership with government. I can't thank Eric and your ministry enough to see the importance of developing swimming here on our island nation. So thank you.
Okay, Terry, thank you for those wonderful words. And I would also like to take this opportunity to really thank you. I remember when we started this conversation, we had hopes, we had dreams, we had a goal, but this thing has blossomed into a lot more than we expected in a very fast time. And so it shows that collaboration between government and other entities could be a fruit and could be very successful. When we began this journey, we had no idea where we'll go, how fast we'll get there, but I think this has blossomed into something very special. As Terry would have alluded to, the certification that is going to be happening over this week is going to be done by an international company. They are one of the best in the world, and I will now just ask one of the Bond brothers to just bring you brief remarks, outline the plans for this week, and to give you some background on themselves and the company.
I want to first start by thanking the Ministry of Sport and Swim to Win with Terry. It's been a long 2.5 years, but they've worked tirelessly to get us down here to provide the certification to their instructors in Nevis here. We work for Lifeguarding Classes LLC, and our goal is to provide lifeguarding, CPR, AED, basic first aid to people across the globe, United States, and down here in the Caribbean. We're affiliated with it's World Academy of Safety and Health, so WASH, and that's a certifying agency for all the lifeguarding classes that we teach. here. And this, again, like was mentioned before, this is our first time down in the Caribbean, so it's, again, a historic moment for us as well. We're extremely excited to be here in St. Kitts and Nevis. We're sharing the same goal as the government and the Swim to Win program of water safety, and we look forward to a long, lasting relationship with them. It's just a quick outline of our week here. So today we're going to start with first aid, CPR, basic life support, and then the rest of the week we're going to transition into the water portion, which is entries in the water, basic rescue, and then ways for medical emergencies.
Yeah, and thank you for giving that outline for the week. I will now call on the Honorable Minister to bring brief remarks, but before I pass the mic to him, I just want to also thank him for the support that he has given myself as an individual, the department, but also this particular program. The Honorable Eric Evelyn is an advocate for human development and anything that has to do with developing personnel on the island as it relates to sports, and in this instance, water sports safety. He shows his full support behind it. So, Honorable, I would like to thank you for the continuous support, and as we aim to develop our people, you have been a champion in this cause, and we look forward to your continued input, your valuable support, and anything else that you offer in terms of advice and so forth. So I now call on the Honorable Eric Evelyn to give brief remarks and officially declare this training course open.
Thank you very much, Mr. Claxton, and let me say good morning to everyone. It's indeed a pleasure and a privilege for me to be here to associate with this activity. Let me also recognize Terry and the Bond brothers here at the head table, and all of you who are here. Of course, this training cannot happen unless we have you, so it is indeed a pleasure for you to be here. I want to first of all commend the Department and the Ministry of Sports for once again having an initiative of this nature. And I know Jamir has been very hardworking, he and his team, in all areas of sport. And of course, over the past few years, so much has been done with regards to swimming. And we have made some giant strides in a very, very short space of time. And that could not have been possible without the hard work of his team at the Department of Sports. And of course, what we are having today again signals some more collaboration and partnership. I always say that my ministry thrives on partnerships. And we've had a fantastic partnership with Terry and her team as well. And I understand that this training is also being partnered with the Four Seasons Homeowners Association. And so we want to thank them as well for the fantastic collaboration and partnership. Of course, we know that all of us who live here know that the government cannot do it on its own. I think all of you would know as well that the government is very poor, right? And so we don't always have the money that it takes to do things and to get things done and to get it done efficiently. And so we always welcome partnerships, whether it's through other government departments, private organizations, individuals, and we're always delighted to have these partnerships. And these partnerships always are very fruitful, and we're seeing the fruits of our partnership from a few years ago, and of course we're seeing it here today. I believe that this course is extremely important. I find it very, very timely as well, because I'm sure most of us are aware of the very, very unfortunate incident that we had here in Nevis in my constituency, so it has affected me very, very badly. For someone who was very close to me as well, we have lost, went missing in the water last Wednesday, was found yesterday. And you know, these are the kind of things that we do not want to see continue to happen. And so anything that we can do to prevent occurrences like these, we are happy that we're able to have a training like this, so that in case you are close to anyone who might be in the water, who may have some difficulty, then you are able to get to the rescue of that person or those persons. Of course, Jamie would have spoken about what would have happened in 1970, many, many years ago. But since that period, we've also had several other incidences where I believe if persons were there on the spot and they had the necessary expertise, lives could have been saved. The waters are here for us to enjoy. We are surrounded by water. And it is important that people go to the water, to enjoy, to have pleasure. But at the same time, we want people to be safe as well. And I believe that one way persons could be more safe if we could have lifeguards. We have persons who are willing to assist when you have aquatic sports. And so I'm delighted that all of you are taking this time to be here to learn. And I believe, consequently, to put what you learn into practice. I want to applaud all of you who are here. And I know most of what you do in these initiatives is voluntary. And so I want to thank you all very much for coming to this training. I believe that we have two very competent persons in Bryce and Brandon who will be delivering training over the next couple of days. And so I want you to be as attentive as possible. Please, they're here, so please utilize them. And I also want to specially welcome Brandon and Bryce Bond from the US who are here in Nevis for the very first time. Welcome to Paradise. And I am very confident that you will deliver and deliver well in this training this week. So once again, I want to commend all of you. And I also understand that, you're getting this training because you should be involved when we have aquatic sports. I want to say as well, I want to invite all of you. My club has an aquatic sports on the 23rd, so I'm making a pitch for my club as well. On the 23rd of next month, the 23rd of July, some of you may have heard of the Empire Sports Club Aquatic Extravaganza, which is normally held as a part of Culturama. And Culturama is back this year after a 2-year hiatus, and our aquatic sports will be back on the waterfront in Charlestown on Saturday the 23rd. And so it will be nice to see you all there. Thankfully, we haven't had any bad incidents over the past years that it has been hosted, but I will welcome all of you to be there, to be on hand, just in case. Because I have to confess that every time we host that event, I'm always nervous until the event finishes. Because we have a lot of young persons who normally take part, and I'm always very nervous. If anything happens, my club will have to answer. And so I will invite you all to the waterfront on the 23rd of July to be there just in case, just to be on hand, just in case anything happens, but we are hoping that nothing will happen. But once again, I want to commend you all. I want to commend all of the players who are involved in this training. I wish the training well. It has the full endorsement and support of my ministry. And I want to commend all of you and all the very best during the training this week. I believe it will be very rewarding and fruitful. Thank you and God bless. And I now take pleasure in declaring this training officially open.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, and we're going to get into why you're here today very shortly. But before we conclude this brief opening ceremony, I just want to say a special thank you to our partners in this initiative, the Four Seasons Resort, the Four Seasons Manager.
Right. We want to thank, Four Seasons Resort for providing accommodation, but mostly our association with the Four Seasons Homeowners Association, and they have been a great partner. They have provided all the equipment for the training for this week, so that's fantastic. And again, to our Swim to Win instructors, for giving up their time, taking time out of their week. They're all here voluntarily to participate in this training, so we're excited. So again, I thank government so much for our partnership. It's been truly rewarding over the last 2.5 years.
Thank you. I would like to thank the media. You always come through for us to cover these events and to promote the work that we're doing. So thank you on behalf of the Ministry of Sports and Swim to Win.
We'll be right back.
Well, that's our package for this evening. I am Curtis Morton, reminding you that you can watch sports if you're not fit. But to play sports requires fitness, diligence, and sacrifice. Have a good night.